Hi there, I'm Carolita Edwards from the Guyana Revenue Authority. This week we focus on the process of obtaining an income tax refund, how to obtain a house agent or real estate license. Focus on GRA begins now.
We want the best facilities that this country could ever see, the best infrastructure and public utility, the best education for children in this country, the best health services and public security. But if we want to see such development in every community, then we must be fair and pay we full share of taxes and duty. Want proper bridges and coca, pay your tax. Better roads and safer, pay your tax. Better electric power, pay your tax. Clear potable water, pay your tax. Better schools and teacher, pay your tax. Better nurses and doctor, pay your tax. Better police and soldier, pay your tax. For a better Guyana, pay your tax.
A liability certificate is typically requested when applying to other agencies for specific services offered, such as pension benefits, gratuity, small business bureau, firearm license, etc. Simply complete the liability application form and submit it to the liability desk at any GRA office. You must indicate the purpose of your application. You should receive your liability statement within 2 to 4 working days if there are no outstanding tax returns or taxes owed. Applying for a liability certificate is free of cost. GRA, your partner in development.
Welcome to Focus on GRA, a program of information for taxpayer education. Have you ever wondered how you are owed a refund from the GRA? Tiffany Rogers tells us how you can become eligible for an income tax refund and the process of obtaining that refund.
The subject of obtaining a tax refund is one of great importance to many. However, not having an understanding of the process results in individuals being misinformed. When it comes to income tax, not calculating employees' PAYE or pay as you earn correctly may result in an individual or company deducting and remitting more or less taxes to the Guyana Revenue Authority. Anyone who has overpaid taxes is entitled to a refund. This is in keeping with Section 1061 of the Income Tax Act, Chapter 8101. Here to tell us about income tax refund is Ms. Nandi Husbands, Manager of Refunds Verification and the Mortgage Interest Division.
Under Section 106 of the Income Tax Act, it requires the Guyana Revenue Authority to process refunds due to taxpayers in a timely manner. But first off, how do we establish that a taxpayer is in a refund position? The process starts with taxpayer filing your tax return, and once your return is filed, it is then assessed. We will focus our discussion here today on individuals who file who declare income, I should say, from employment. So we're talking about persons who pay PAYE. And I should also mention that such persons, you file your return declaring income earned, which is so detailed in your, what we often say, your 7B or your emolument slip. So you would need to obtain your emolument slip from your employer when filing your return.
The process of obtaining the refund is one that is quite simple. However, it entails the GRA verifying that indeed a refund is due to the taxpayer. Ms. Husband explains how the verification process is carried out.
Verification of your refund. We rely on internal information as well as information that would be provided by your employer. your employer is required to submit to Guyana Revenue Authority on or before the 28th of February of each year a return popularly called the Forms 2 or the PAYE annual return, but return of employers of persons employed by them.
It should be noted that the Forms 2 filed by your employer plays a critical role in the refund verification process. The Form 2s contains details of all employees' earnings, that is, earnings subject to tax, tax-free allowances, income and NIS deducted, etc. The GRA will examine the details contained in the employee's emolument 7B slip and compare it with the employer's return as well as the employer's payment information to ensure the information contained in the documents is the same. Taxpayers are reminded that they are not required to write the GRA if they are entitled to a tax refund. The GRA will extract information about persons that are in a refund position, complete the verification process, and pay refunds that are due to individuals. Further, there are instances where the processing of a tax refund may be delayed. Ms. Husbands highlight one of the main reasons why this may occur.
Where the information in the employee's submission differs from the employer submission, we refer or we seek guidance from the employer. We require the employer to reconcile whatever difference exists in the information that is provided. Both sets of records are prepared by the employer. The information in the employer's annual return, as well as that in the employee's emolument slip, stem from or originate from the employer. So the employer is required to make the necessary corrections. Once there is a discrepancy in information provided, we would not proceed to pay a refund for that year until we are satisfied with whatever new information is provided to us.
It is important that employers remember that they are required to deduct the correct amount of tax from the earnings of their employees. To assist them with this, they are encouraged to verify that the correct amount of PAYE is deducted against the taxpayer's earning. This should be done in the last quarter of the year. Once they confirm that there is an under or overpayment, they should make the necessary adjustments so that they are able to deduct and remit the correct amount of taxes for their employees, thus eliminating the need for a refund by GRA. Notwithstanding where the taxpayer's liability was determined and they are entitled to a refund, but also have outstanding taxes, the Commissioner General has the power to utilize the refund to offset any outstanding amount. Thereafter, the excess, if any, will be refunded to the taxpayer.
Before starting your business, it's important to know what license you may need to legitimize your operation. Tiffany Rogers joins us once more to tell us which license you will need if you are in the business of buying and selling houses.
If you are someone whose business is to help people buy and sell houses, you are required to have a license. Ms. Yonola Ned tells us what this license is and who is required to obtain it.
In accordance with the Tax Act, Chapter 801, Section 29, every person other than an auctioneer who acts as or carries on the business of a house agent or commission agent for the sale of house, tenements, or immovable property is required to take out a license annually from the GRA, commonly referred to as a real estate license.
An individual applying for a house agent or real estate license must submit the necessary documents to the GRA before the license is processed. Ms. Ned outlines the documents that must be submitted.
The requirements to obtain a house agent or real estate license are as follows: a completed application form for house agent license, your updated business registration, or in the case of a company, the Companies Act or the Articles of Incorporation, a valid form of identification, which can be your passport, national ID, or your plastic driver's license. A copy of the title or transport for the property in which the business will be operated out of, or an affidavit of consent if you're not the owner. In the case where the property is being rented, the tenancy agreement.
Once these documents are submitted to the License Revenue Division for processing, the applicant will be required to pay a fee of $32,500. This fee is due annually, and the house agent's license is valid for 1 year and expires on December 31. However, if you apply for your license during the year, then it will only be valid for the remainder of the year until December 31. Notwithstanding this, before the license is issued, the applicant must be compliant. That is, they must submit all income tax returns and pay all outstanding taxes or make arrangements with our Debt Management Division to pay same. Additionally, they will also need to pay quarterly advance tax on or before April 1, July 1, October 1, and December 31 of each year if self-employed. It is also vital that a real estate agent maintain proper records and accounts. Record keeping is considered one of the most vital management tools a business could possess, and therefore it should be given due importance. Maintaining accounts and records allows a business owner to determine whether they are making a profit or a loss. While the business maintains records to monitor and record its normal business activities, it is also necessary because of obligations under the taxation laws. Section 65 of the Income Tax Act specifies that every person carrying on a business, trade, profession, or vocation shall keep accounts and records of his or her income and expenditure. Therefore, a real estate agent is required by law to keep records and accounts for their business. These records must be kept for at least 8 years after the completion of the transactions. Records serve to assist an individual issued with a house agent license to prepare their financial statements quickly and accurately and calculate how much taxes should be paid. The GRA wishes to remind the general public that it is an offense to operate as a real estate agent without being the holder of a license. Ms. Ned offers some advice to individuals who are yet to apply for their license.
For persons operating without a license, I would advise that they desist from operating without such license and to make every effort to comply with the law and come into the GRA and apply for your license.
And that is all for this week's Focus on GRA. Before I go, let me remind you to visit our website at www.gra.gov.gy for more information. You can also send us an email at grapublicrelations@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. I'm Carolita Edwards.